nothing new.
What about Obama being called a nigga continuously?
That's nothing new. That was before you even made that prophecy.
No, it wasn't, bro.
From day one, you was being called an
Okay, yeah, you don't know nothing.
Where's the evidence of your works?
You don't know. The evidence
Because you have no evidence of your works.
The evidence of my works is all the churches and all the people that's in the truth prior to me getting there. That's the evidence. Where's the evidence of your works?
How is that your works?
What do you mean, how's this my works?
I don't proclaim to be anything. That's why I don't have to have no works.
My works?
If they were there before you got there, how is that your works?
They was not there before I got there, brother.
You said prior to me getting there.
Yeah, you don't know what prior means?
Prior.
This guy is simple as hell.
Prior.
You as simple as hell. Like I was saying to you, brother, you need to put some deodorant on your arms.
Okay, back to the
No, I didn't.
When did you do it? When did you do it?
I haven't. It was in
when
2007.
You could see that on the DVD that released in 2009 called A Promise.
Nigga gonna make a comeback. I want to say that also. That's a prophecy, okay? The word nigga gonna make a strong comeback. You're gonna hear that word more in the next 4 years?
They was been making fun of Obama before you even made that statement.
What year I made the statement?
That's pretty safe
what
bets.
Year I made the statement?
That's safe bets.
What year did I make the statement?
You made it in 2010.
No, I didn't.
Second Passover, 2010.
No, I didn't.
When did you do it?
I have a DVD.
When did you do it?
I have it. It was in
when
2007.
2007?
Seven. I have the name of the DVD.
What's the DVD?
And the DVD.
What's the DVD?
The DVD is Three Unclean Spirits Like Frogs. That's what the DVD is. 2007.
Okay.
But anyway, like I said, brother, you know, continue to learn dumb shit.
What about this one? What about the prophecy that the N-word was going to make a comeback? What about that one? And you could see that on the DVD that released in 2009 called The Promise.
2007.
Nigga gonna make a comeback. I want to say that also. That's a prophecy, okay? The word nigga gonna make a strong comeback. You're gonna hear that word more in the next 4 years.
If you looked in the Washington Post and the cartoons, they was been making fun of Obama before you even made that statement.
Yeah, I made the statement.
That's pretty safe bets.
Rules out, he's a nigger! He's a nigger! He's a nigger!
Oh my God.
A nigger! Luke is a nigger!
Ooh. Get away from the door, nigga. Why is this word used so frequently? So I just don't understand it, and I'm trying to understand it. I need help. Yes, I use nigga. I've used it. I admit it. I put the H on it to emphasize it's nigga. That, you know, nigga this, nigga please, nigga. You know, can you lend a nigga a pencil?
I'm telling you, mark it down today, August 21st, 2008. Y'all niggas are gonna be wiped away very soon. Y'all niggas will not be able to teach on the street too much longer. Y'all niggas ain't gonna have a damn pop the pissing or a window.
You're gonna see rappers with it, yeah. You're gonna see entertainers, actors. You're gonna see everybody rock the shooter thing. Right. Everybody, even up in politics.
What happened with the H1N1 thing too? The H1N1. What happened with that?
You want to know?
Tell me. Tell me about your prophecy on that and how when that was fulfilled.
You want to know?
And when did the N-word make a comeback?
Wait a minute. You want to know?
Yeah, I want to know.
You want to know?
I want to know.
Okay, first, the H1N1, not the N-word, right?
The H1N1.
Okay. You need to go do your research because you person that researches. Okay?
And I haven't gotten to that yet.
Right. What happened to the H1N1 is because so many different people knew about what the government was pulling. The government pulled back all the vaccines that they had made up. My prophecy was the vaccine, not the H1N1 virus that was going to do something to people, but the vaccine that was going to do something to people. And the government didn't release.
They pulled the vaccine?
The government didn't release the vaccine. Now go and do your research.
This is something else I wanted to get into here, something called disconfirmed expectancy, which is a psychological term for failed prophecy. That's what you see here. If you can go into this and read it yourself, but I just wanted to go over it pretty quickly so you can see that this is nothing new. These cults have been studied for many years, and you know why people believe the things that they do, the reasoning behind why people believe in cults, you know, Latter-day Saints, Seventh-day Adventists, Jehovah's Witness, Scientology. All of these cults, the members in these cults, they all suffer from the same psychological fallacies, pretty much, or logical fallacies. And it's all goes into cognitive dissonance. I know if you've been listening to some of my videos, you've heard me use this term in the past, which is basically when someone believes in two contrary things, pretty much. They suffer from cognitive dissonance. And disconfirmed expectancy is basically dealing with failed prophecies. Now, it's basically the psychological discomfort that comes along with these failed prophecies. I mean, these members are going through a lot psychologically. And it's amazing to see that you still have people that will continue in these beliefs. But the studies have shown that there's many reasons why people will continue. You see, there's the study of this shows that many others have studied cults based around an unlikely prophecy. As of 1999, 12 other groups had been studied under similar circumstances. Research on these other groups formed around prophetic revelation suggests that their survival following disconfirmation is a more complex matter than When Prophecy Fails describes it. So When Prophecy Fails was the initial study back in the 60s. Somebody wrote a book on that, but it's more they're saying that this is more complex than was originally, thought. So when you go into these 12 groups that were studied, you can read this all and study this on your own so it can make sense to you later. But here it says, while one of the patterns here involves the dissolution of the group, basically the group disbanding, which is, it's pretty rare. It says this is in the extreme minority, as 11 of the 12 groups referenced above continued after disconfirmation of their respective prophecies. So it's telling you that it's not rare for people to still continue to believe in these false groups even after failed prophecies. It all goes into this. It says in addition to proselytization, there are other adaptive strategies, including reaffirmation and rationalization, which are influenced not only by in-group social support, right? The other members, like in the Icgjc, the other members that are around them are constantly reaffirming their belief. That's why they keep that in-group social support, and they cut off any outside influence, because the outside influence is going to tell them that they're bugging, that they're wrong, that they have some type of psychological bias, some type of confirmation bias. It goes into all of that. You already want to believe what you already believed, so you're gonna create all types of rationalizations to continue believing what you believe. It's called having a bias. Instead of looking at it rationally and stepping back, you're gonna look at things that support what you believe. So not only in-group social support, but also decisive leadership. So this goes into Tazadaqyah and how he knows how to decisively point out this and leave out that, going into the nigger prophecy. He doesn't point out how this was always going on for years. People constantly using these words. I mean, in the 90s, I remember this was going on with Amadou Diallo. In Queens, the dude that before he was going to get married, he was killed. This was happening way back then. It's just that now with technology growing, you have people that are recording these things more and more. It doesn't mean that it's happening more. It just means that it's being shown more because of what's happening with technology. So when you go into this, you're going back to the decisiveness of leadership. So that goes into Tazadaqyah and how he knows how to manipulate everything. Sophistication of ideology, vagueness of the prophecy. How some prophecy, they'll just be so vague that anything could be attributed to it. This is what happens with Nostradamus. There's people that try to interpret Nostradamus's writings to say that he was a prophet. But none of this, even if somebody says something that comes to pass, you still have to prove that God was the one that made it come to pass, or God was the one that showed this person before it came to pass. You still have to prove that. Nobody can do that. People are just saying, well, who else? How else did I know this? Or how else would they guess this? That's not giving you an answer. That's called an argument from ignorance. You're not giving an answer. You're demanding an answer from somebody else. And if that other person can't give a good reason, you're automatically assuming that, oh, well, it has to be God. That's still not giving, you're still not giving a reason for why you think it's God that caused that prophecy to come to pass. There's a lot of psychological errors that these people in cults make constantly, not only in the ICGJC. You can study this to see exactly why members in the ICGJC believe the things that they do. This is nothing new. Well, rationalization can often go to lengths to justify the false belief. So these members are constantly rationalizing in their head, you know, why this and that, and going into whatever makes them feel good in the doctrine and constantly reaffirming that, yeah, this has to be the truth. One of the more popular forms of rationalization is spiritualization, where the event is said to have happened in the spiritual level and not in the physical. And I've heard this many times in the church. I know that sounds familiar. There's still a lot of stuff in here I haven't read. There's books, a lot of books on this that, you know, different studies that have been done. Like I said, 1956, the 1956 book, When Prophecy Fails. You know, read up on this so you can understand what the members of the ICGJC are going through.